Clarksville prepares for the development of Origin Park, and we remember 9/11 20 years after the attacks. Those details right now.
Charlie Wilson's Appliances, TVs, and Mattresses has what you need. We've got over $2 million of inventory in stock and ready to go. Charlie has the brands you love and the service that keeps you coming back. Your dollar goes farther at Charlie Wilson's in Clarksville.
Thank you for joining us right now. I'm Corey McCauley. In your top headline, sponsored by Clark Memorial Health, a Southern Indiana child will soon have her photo appear in the bright lights of Times Square. Zoe Radford, who is 4 years old and lives with her parents in Charlestown, will appear in a video playing in Times Square. It's part of the annual National Down Syndrome Society Times Square video presentation. The one-hour video has roughly 500 photographs of children, teenagers, and adults with Down syndrome from all 50 states. These collective images promote the value, acceptance, and inclusion of people with Down syndrome in a very visible way. The presentation will be live streamed on the National Down Syndrome Society Facebook page from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. on September 18th.
We think that the more people see our kids out there, and the more they know about them, then the more comfortable the public is, and the more they see that there's nothing to be nervous about when you're around someone with Down syndrome, and they're a lot more capable than some people think they are.
Clarksville town leaders are outlining a new plan for the development of the West Riverfront District. Officials say the next phase of riverfront development will be Origin Park, which is expected to draw millions of visitors. The multi-million-dollar project will transform that part of town, but the Clarksville Town Council and Plan Commission are outlining the recommendations for how the area develops. The recommendations include that new development projects are compatible with existing neighborhoods, that they encourage responsible development around Origin Park, that ensures new businesses preserve local character, environment, and historic sites, and that they strengthen mitigation efforts for stormwater. Potential businesses allowed in the area include restaurants, hotels, and indoor and outdoor entertainment. Those prohibited from the area include adult businesses, gun shops, tattoo and piercing parlors, and gas stations. In your business news, sponsored by First Harrison Bank, Him Gentleman's Boutique in New Albany has expanded and now has more to offer the community. The boutique now has women's clothing, and officials say they have expanded the store an additional 1,600 square feet. The store now features brands such as Free People, Page, Z Supply, BB Dakota, and much more. The store is open from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6 on Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sunday. The women's clothing will only be offered at the New Albany location. In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Huber's Orchard and Winery, the 20th anniversary of 9/11 is tomorrow. For many, they can still remember where they were and what they were doing when they first learned of the attacks. I spoke with former New Albany police officer Eric Higdon, who shared memories of his time going to New York City and helping after the attacks. These beams of light illuminating the place where the Twin Towers once stood serve as a reminder for those who remember.
How can something like this happen?
Eric Higdon remembers the morning of September 11th, 2001. His daughter asking, "Do you think we're being attacked?" His brain not able to fully process what his eyes are seeing.
Again, this is happening right now, real time. What's going to get hit next?
At the time, Higdon worked as a police officer in New Albany. A week after the attacks, he and a fellow officer made their way to Manhattan. For 5 days, the two New Albany officers helped, escorting the Salvation Army to Ground Zero, guarding the Israeli embassy, and even guarding a federal building where suspected terrorists were being held.
There were hundreds of people gathered on corners in different locations with makeshift signs and flags and people crying.
What Higdon remembers most is the appreciation that everyone in the city had for the first responders they're helping. Coming home, the events of the past 5 days sank in.
As soon as I hit the city limit sign, or, welcome back to New Albany, I just got really emotional. I had to pull over. It was just, I had an emotional dump at that point.
20 years later, he says 9/11 changed the country and changed his life. His family meaning more to him now than what he even knew possible.
We would hug each other a little more.
Hugs that still bring a tear to his eyes.
But it did. It changed it in a positive way. We were always close.
For those who don't know life before 9/11, Higdon's message is this: never forget to treat people better and love people harder, because you never know the last time you may see them. In your sports news, brought to you by Call's Body Shop, the Clarksville football team will host Providence tonight in the annual town championship. Both teams are looking to bounce back from losses last Friday night. However, the Pioneers will also try to avenge last year's 20-14 loss to the Generals. In other action, Silver Creek will try for the 11th consecutive Mid-Southern Conference victory when it hosts Eastern. The Dragons dominated last year's matchup, winning by 52 points. In your weather forecast, sponsored by Langford Funeral Home. Today we see nothing but sunshine with a high of 80 degrees, and the sun sticks around all weekend long. Saturday we have sunny skies and we warm up some with a high of 85. On Sunday, again more sunshine, though it's even warmer out there with a high of 89. And on Monday we see the return of the 90-degree weather with sunshine and a high of 91. And that's your news right now for Friday, September 10th. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful weekend.